I guess I'm here to talk about the trailer for Thor, uh, Love and Thunder, whatever fuck. Thor, the Thor 4 movie. Okay, Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm here to just talk about that for a minute or two. I gotta say that I watched the trailer. I listened to the I listened to the Guns N' Roses theme, and I saw the little Easter eggs and the callback, and I can't do it. I cannot pay money for this. All right, I can't pay money. I'm tired of identity politics and whatnot. I hate saying that I'm tired of identity politics, but I am and shit. I'm just irritated and shit. And I'm gonna, unfortunately, I have to talk about race and everything, okay, and sexual orientation because that's the bullshit that they want to shove up our asses day to day. And some people think it's part of it is very nefarious. Okay, it's about indoctrination and shit, and getting people to accept a certain mindset, a certain way of life. It's no live and let live. It's no inclusion and whatnot. It's assimilation and whatnot. Man, I'm fucking tired of it. I wish I could just get some decent entertainment without this trash in it. But at some point, you have to realize that entertainment is propaganda and shit. All right, and they're just doing what they do and shit. All right, I will not. I have children. I will not let my children watch woke entertainment. I'm not paying for this shit. You know, instead of, I'll put it this way: instead of paying for this shit, I'm gonna take my sons on a pirate boat. Okay, I'm gonna take them on a pirate boat to get some pirate booty. All right. I just don't want it, man. Once I started watching the trailer and everything, and I saw Tessa Thompson sitting there wearing like a three-piece suit and shit. It looked like some shit I used to wear back in the day. I just rolled my fucking eyes, man. I know she's gay, or she says she's bisexual. I'm just gonna say she gay, man. She gay. All right. I don't care that she's fucking gay. I don't care what she do with her mouth and all that bullshit. I don't care who she lay up with. I don't give a fuck, man. But I'm tired of this shit. Okay. I'm tired of I was irritated and done with Taika Waititi when he said that, when he did that dumbass shit where he gave Natalie Portman the fucking hammer prop at the Comic Con, and she visibly didn't want to touch it and shit, making this shitty shit eating smile. You know, I'm done with Natalie Portman. I'm done with Tessa Thompson. I'm done with Taika Waititi and shit. I'm trying to avoid him and shit. I'm as done with this shit as I'm done with fucking Disney Star Wars. I don't even fucking talk about that crap. But I'm tired. I don't want this movie and shit. I want Thor. I want to see Thor. A male Thor. Chris Hemsworth. I want to see him as Thor doing this shit for the fourth fucking time in a row. Really the sixth time and shit if you count Endgame and all that bullshit. Infinity War and Endgame. If you count that shit, this motherfucker hasn't found out who he is in 6 movies, and then in in the narration on the trailer, he's like, I had to find out who I am and shit. I'm like, yeah, how the fuck don't you know? I thought it was a great, a big shitty part of Endgame when he turned over the leadership of Asgard to a Valkyrie in name only. All right. And I do hate that she's a black woman, okay? I hate that she's a black woman. I hate the race swap. I don't accept the race swap. I'm black. I'm a black person, okay? I ain't no African American. I'm not from any other place. I'm from America. I self-identify as a black man. And I don't accept her. I'd rather see a Nordic blonde playing that shit, And I don't care if it's a crime. I want her to look like she looks in the comic books. I want her to do the shit she does in the comic books and whatnot. If you want to do something interesting with Valkyrie, why didn't you just put her in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and shit? Because Valkyrie was a member of the Defenders and shit. And they got little Defender bullshit Easter eggs in that fucking movie. And I'm going to tell you, Disney, I'm not going to pay for this bullshit, okay? When Endgame ended and shit, and you guys, you knew you was in a hole, you couldn't really use Robert Downey Jr. and all them because they were too expensive now. You couldn't just say that. You started foisting all these bullshit characters on us and whatnot. I knew that Kevin Feige's pants His clothes was the emperor clothes. He really didn't know what the fuck he was doing because he let all this bullshit happen. And then Victoria Alonso didn't know shit about the X-Men, and they promoted her, and she proceeded to fuck up the goodwill that your company, that Disney had with the public by saying that the X-Men will be the X people or the mutants or some bullshit. And it's just like, man, what the fuck are they doing? They did all this cool shit, and even I could nitpick the fuck out of the first four phases of this shit, but I won't. I just want to tell you, I'm not gonna pay for this fucking movie, okay? I'm not gonna pay for this movie and shit. And I looked at it, I saw Chris Pratt in there, and they were trying to do some kind of. It looked like they were trying to do some joke where the Thor might be bi. They might go both ways, and I'm like, I could frame it to you like I framed it to Grace Randolph and shit, in some videos on another channel. I just asked like, hey, what does being gay have to do with saving lives and all that shit? How is that a plot point in a movie? Somebody being gay and shit, okay? How is that a plot point? Why did they make a big deal out of that when gay people had representation from day one? They're all over the footprint. They're all over Hollywood and shit. There's all the gayest gay shit. They got multi-million-dollar representation across the board, but they sit up and whine all day, and then they hide in my ethnicity and shit, and use black people as human shields to do more identity bullshit politics, okay? All right? Then you guys are a very small minority majority and shit because of your political clout and everything. I'm offended that you guys, try to use us as human shields and shit. Black people don't accept that shit. We just like we don't accept the fiction that we're homophobic and shit. When most of all the gay people in our community, we accepted them and shit. And look how they turned around and treated us. And it's the most racist shit. And there's a ton of gay people running Hollywood and shit, but they put out the most egregious, shitty images of us. You know. And I'm not fooled by having Tessa Thompson and a couple other people like the fat black lady and Loki, all these ladies, and then you had the Falcon, the cuck version of Falcon, saying do better and all that bullshit. That's really you dressing up as black people and shit. Use actors, okay? We want entertainment. I want entertainment for my children and shit. Disney is supposed to be some kind of family company, but now it's all about who's laying in bed, as Adam and Steve and all that bullshit, Like, what is my son supposed to learn from that? I raise my son. You don't raise my son. You're supposed to provide entertainment. But whatever, man. I guess I cut the cord and shit. I cut the fucking cord. I'm not going to pay for Thor, Love, and Thunder. I'm not going to pay for any of that bullshit. A lot of shows are shit. You hire the wrong people. You don't hire anyone with a passion and shit. You waste all this goddamn money, so much so that I almost think it's damn money laundering and shit going on over there. And then you bent the knee to like all those fucking people, the 60 or so people that did a walkout and shit because of some stupid law in Florida. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to harm gay people in any fucking way. It's not going to harm them. It's not going to do shit to gay rights or nothing. Nobody gives a shit. I don't care. Gay people got a shitload of money and political clout and representation across this country, across the board, but they sit up with this fiction. And I just say, fuck it. Like, fuck it, dude. I don't want this movie. All right? I don't want woke entertainment. I don't want that shit. I want to, as a proletariat, you're supposed to give us entertainment and shit, okay? I can raise my kids without your help. Just say, fucked up. I can raise my kids without your help. If Michael Eisner was still running the goddamn studio, Michael Eisner, and they pulled that shit, he would have fired all those employees and just took a bump. He would have took a legal hit to maintain the integrity of the company and the profitability for the shareholders and shit. That's something you ought to chew on and shit, okay? While you're doing your shit, okay? While you're doing the next phase, let's just call it bargain basement, Sam Goody MCU.